With so much ground to cover, the Introduction to Business course can start to feel like a torrent of disconnected concepts, terms, and topics. Compelling real-life stories are a great way to integrate important ideas and help students see how professional role models apply the very same concepts that they are learning. Every chapter in Business in Action opens with a brief behind-the-scenes vignette that introduces an entrepreneur or executive faced with a major strategic challenge and encourages students to imagine how they would address that challenge. The chapter opening case study then describes the strategic choices the company's leaders made, including how they applied the concepts that students just learned in the chapter. To demonstrate how this feature helps students, here is a closer look at one of the vignette case study pairs in the new 6th edition of Business in Action. Chapter 4 in Business in Action addresses the topics of business ethics and corporate social responsibility, or CSR. The chapter opens with a thought-provoking look at the decisions that Nike CEO Mark Parker has to make as he tries to balance the compelling demands of investors, employees, retailers, advocacy groups, and business partners. The vignette raises the key issue of outsourcing production to countries with lower labor costs and the resulting challenges of trying to hold global partners to high standards of ethical business conduct. The vignette ends by encouraging students to think about how they would approach the decisions that Parker faces on the job. By grounding these ideas of ethics and CSR in a compelling real-life story, the behind-the-scenes vignette gives students a clear frame of reference for the concepts they're about to learn in the chapter. Moving into the chapter, the vignette company is woven into the chapter content at various points to show students how the material they're covering relates to the company's challenges. In the coverage here of defensive CSR, for example, students are cautioned to look beyond initial appearances to determine whether a company is taking a proactive approach to CSR or simply defending itself in the court of public opinion. Here is another example of how the behind-the-scenes company is integrated into the chapter content. One of Nike's responses to the challenge of sustainable manufacturing was creating a comprehensive materials database that lets the company's designers make informed decisions regarding all the components that go into a new shoe or other Nike product. To give students a hands-on feel for this process, the Real-Time Updates Learn More media element on this page links to Nike's online interactive environmental design tool. Students can use this tool on their own shoes and garments to see how sustainable their clothing choices are. At the end of the chapter, the behind-the-scenes case study picks up the Nike story again and offers an in-depth look at some of the decisions CEO Mark Parker and his colleagues made in response to the challenges identified in the chapter opening vignette. The Nike case focuses on two particular areas: workplace conditions and sustainable manufacturing strategies. Both are areas in which Nike has made considerable progress in recent years, from initially just accepting the way its global manufacturing partners did business to working closely with them to improve employee health and safety and to mitigate the environmental impact of production activities. After reading about how Nike applies the concepts they have just learned in the chapter, students are then faced with 3 critical thinking questions that require them to apply the concepts in the text. Plus, they can find out more about the company featured in the case by completing the Learn More online exercise. The Nike story is just one of the 20 behind-the-scenes companies featured in Business in Action. The companies range from entrepreneurs and small business owners to large, well-known multinationals. The companies represent a diverse range of ownership profiles and business challenges, which enable students to picture themselves in a wide variety of real-world scenarios. To order an examination copy of Business in Action, send an email to Pearson Education's Sampling Department at the address shown on your screen. By using Business in Action in your Introduction to Business course, you'll equip your students with a professional-grade text that reflects the changing nature of business and accommodates the learning styles and habits of today's time-pressed students. With this emphasis on high-efficiency learning and the many enhancements in this new edition, Business in Action stakes out an even stronger position as the one textbook uniquely positioned to help today's students become tomorrow's focused, high-productivity business professionals. For more information about this text and for a wealth of materials for you and your students, go to Beauvais & Thill's website, Teaching Introduction to Business.